Yeah.
Good afternoon, teacher. My team and I are here to interview the biologist Carolina Utera on the topic of marine life. So everybody's going to ask a question, so let's get started. First, Carolina, you as a biologist, how much do you think is the importance of the marine life on the planet?
Well, the life from the ocean, it's very important. Actually, life began in the ocean, and a lot of thousands of millions after the life started in the ocean, it came on Earth, well, on the continental place on from the world. So we have a lot of biodiversity in the ocean. A lot of it, it's not known because it's very complicated to get there and to research what is there. But we know that most of the life is in the ocean, even though we don't know it exactly. So I can tell you that life in the ocean, it's very, very important to keep the balance in the entire Earth, the entire planet.
Okay, so here's the second question is how bad is the impact we have had on the ocean and how can we reduce it?
Okay, we have a lot of impact in the ocean, and there are many factors in which we can impact the ocean. But I can tell you about two of them that for me are the most important ones. One is the waste that we throw into the ocean, and the other one is climate change. And even though all the trouble that are linked in the environmental issues are linked between them, I think these two factors are the main important factors. So the problem with waste is that we throw it all to the ocean. And that is why we can see all these videos where the fauna in the ocean are eating waste, plastics bags, or you can find the turtles with a straw in their noses and things like that that are really, really terrible. But also climate change has been very dangerous for the ocean because a lot of the CO2 that it's being emitted to the atmosphere is being absorbed by the ocean, and that makes the ocean to be more acid, and a lot of these species are not adapted to these new conditions, and a lot of populations are dropping, and some of the species can be extincted because of this. So I think that's the way the humans are being impacted, well, are impacting the ocean. And the way we can manage to avoid this is by reducing our consuming patterns. That means that if you don't need an extra jeans, don't buy them. If you don't have to drive your car, don't drive it. Just walk or use your bike or whatever. So you can reduce the way you use energy. For example, if you don't need to turn on your lights, don't turn them on. And don't waste food, for example, as well. So all of us can make a difference if we really want to try. But of course, political will, it's very important as well.
Thank you. The next one, it will be about species. What are the impact of like overfishing the species? Like, what is the impact about it?
Mm-hmm. Well, the problem is that we as humans consume almost very few species all the time, not only fishes, but every kind of species. For example, the plants, I think we consume, most of what we consume are just like 3 or 5 plants. Of course, we have a variety of them, but most of the food that we eat on Earth are very few species. So the ocean, it's not the exception. The species we eat from the ocean are very few as well. Like you can actually tell, no, which are the most popular ones. And they won't be more than 20, 25 species. So of course, these species are being overexploited. that means that we take out more individuals that they can be regenerated. And that is a very big, huge problem. And actually, there are a lot of ecologists working on which kind of individuals are the ones that we can take out, and which kind of individuals are the ones that we have to leave without fishing them, so that they can keep reproducing and keep up with the populations, and not reducing the populations, not dropping the populations. The problem is that there are a lot of international laws that the people do not respect. And that is why a lot of species are in danger of being extinct. And not only fishes, but also mammals. For example, in a period in the last century, whales were very in danger as well, because they were being consumed without taking care of the populations and without taking care of which were the individuals that could be exploited. And they didn't care. So once again, we as individuals can do things, for example, not eating different species when you know that it's their season to being reproducing. So don't eat them. So you have to pay attention about those things. And of course, respecting the international law, and of course, political will is also important in this matter.
Well, the next question is, what would you say to create awareness to the people for taking care of the ocean?
Well, I would say that the ocean is fundamental for our survival and for the survival of any species on this planet. Species and nature have to be protected just because they exist, and because we should be ethical individuals, first of all. But if you want to be egoist, or well, not egoist, so sorry, if you want to be selfish, then you can just want to take care about yourself or about your own species without taking care about the other ones. We need the ocean to survive. That is it. We need to protect the ocean to survive, so that humans can evolve, and so we can maintain the balance in our planet. So I think once the people can be more in touch with the ocean and explore a little bit about the information and about the life that exists in the ocean, they could be sensibilized about it.
Finally, what could we do as students to contribute to the improvement of the marine ecosystem?
Well, as students, you could, I don't know, there are many ways in which you could contribute to raise awareness about this topic and any other environmental topic. And you, as young people, I think you could use social media, for example, and follow different international organizations such as Greenpeace or other environmental organizations. Follow them, share their information, share with your parents and share with your friends and colleagues that you know they don't really care about the environment or the ocean or the species, or share information. And yeah, I think that would be a strategy you could follow.
Well, that's all. Thank you very much, Carolina, and the teacher too, and have a nice day.
You too. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you.
Ya quedó.